Hello and welcome to another episode of the Weekly Whatever, our weekly show where we talk about whatever we want. I'm Chris,
And I'm Brad.
and this is another special episode where in our second in our series where we're counting down our top 5 favorite things. This week we're going through our favorite shows of all time, and while we're doing it, we'll be playing Modern Warfare 2.
Hell yes.
Loyal viewers will remember that this was my number 5 pick and Brad's number 1, so it seems fitting to play
Yeah.
this.
I am so excited that we actually get to play this. But I didn't think that we'd ever really get to play a Call of Duty. I didn't think you'd ever really agree to it.
Yeah,
But since we're not really playing against each other, it's totally fine.
Yeah, in a 1v1 setting, it probably wouldn't, but yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. No, so I'm so excited. And surprisingly, there's actually people playing.
Yeah,
I mean,
didn't really expect it.
yeah.
I'm playing terribly because my attention is not here.
Yeah, that's fine.
Focusing on other
I'm having a really
things.
hard time finding anyone.
They're on side of the map that I'm on.
I'm awful. So yeah, this is gonna be running in the background while we try and focus on talking about our shows. I'm so excited to do this one.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be a fun one for sure. So in the spirit of jumping right in, my number 5 pick is Sherlock, which is an amazing show,
Nice.
and everyone should go watch it. You started watching it recently.
I did. I'm 2 episodes in.
It's so good. It's really interesting, like structurally, because I don't know. I guess maybe this is normal in the UK, but I've never seen it. Basically, there are only 3 episodes in a season, and the episodes are an hour and a half long, so they're like mini films almost,
Right.
and they're just so damn good. Like, it's a modernization, which is awesome. It's not like the Robert Downey Jr. film that came out recently, but what's great about Sherlock is the character development, I would say, which is going to be a theme. My
Yeah,
top five,
I
for
think
sure.
that might be pretty similar.
But yeah, it's a really fantastic show,
Yeah.
and they balance plot and character development very well, which is something that a lot of shows can't do, I think. Like some shows just go full on plot, and some go full on character development.
Right.
But Sherlock finds a really, really great middle ground. I
Nice.
mean, it can be said that some of the episodes are weaker, and those are generally the ones where they do just go full plot and they just really dive into the mystery.
Sure.
But it's still a great show, and deserves a place in my top 5.
Nice.
So,
yeah, I watched the first episode a couple weeks ago, maybe a week and a half ago, and
Yep.
about 20 minutes in, and you said the same thing after I watched it. You're just hooked
Oh
immediately.
yeah, yep. That's funny that you mentioned that. Yeah,
And it's
because
just
there really is a moment, in my opinion, where you can just sort of say, and it's about 20 minutes in, where you're like, yeah, this show is my kind of show, and you're sort
Yeah.
of down with it,
yeah.
just for as long as it goes.
Yeah, like
It's awesome.
it's really nice because the editing it just completely fucking sucks you in, and I can't stop watching it. Like you know me. I like to kind of do other things while I watch shows. I'll be on my phone, be looking at my other monitor, doing other stuff. But with Sherlock, I can't do that. I am sucked in. I need to keep watching,
Nice.
and it's awesome. I love it. The only thing for me, and I want to watch more, but I have a hard time because it's such a time commitment.
It is.
They're
yeah.
long
It's like a film.
episodes. Yeah. So I want to watch more, but yeah, I just need to find the time.
Yeah. That can be a problem.
It can be.
But it's interesting, like they have such disregard for the fact that they have limited like episodes. Like they'll have 3 episodes in the season, and then they're like, okay, we're gonna start in January,
Right.
and they'll be like, okay, should we release them like once a month? Like maybe once a week is the regular thing, but maybe once a
Sure.
month. No, they just do like 3 episodes in a week, and then it's just done. And you're just like, oh, okay, cool.
See you next year. Like,
Now I just have to wait for so long.
yeah. Oh man, that's actually funny. I didn't know they
Yeah.
did that.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Very
yeah.
excited for you to meet. Well, never mind.
For me to meet, yeah. don't tell me too much. But I'm really looking forward to watching more of it. And yeah, it's just a matter of finding the time to do it. So,
Yep.
moving right along. My number 5 favorite show of all time is none other than Community.
Community.
This show, it's one of the smartest shows that I've ever seen, if not the smartest show.
Dan
Like,
Harmon is a genius.
He's a fucking brilliant individual. And there needs to be more people like him in the world because he just makes fantastic television.
It's like he really understands something special about television that other people don't seem to get, I guess.
Yeah.
Like he sees the machinery that's underneath everything else that's happening. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It's just really damn good at what he does.
Yeah, there's no one that can do it better, and I think that's pretty clear when they replaced him and everything fell apart completely.
Yep.
Um,
Just wasn't the same.
no, it wasn't. It was. I mean, it's a hard situation to come into, but and I don't even remember the guys' names that were.
I
running
never
the show.
did learn that.
Yeah. So that's our bad, but.
Yeah.
But they just couldn't do it. It was a situation that just they were kind of behind the 8 ball from the start. So
It's rough.
yeah,
But at least they tried.
they made an effort. You're right.
But anyways, talking about Community, there are
Yeah.
a lot of really, really incredible episodes. I should probably mention that we're gonna sort of bleed this into my number 4 pick because it is my number 4 pick.
Yeah.
So yeah, I should mention the really standout episodes for me. Like I'm sure my favorite is probably the Dungeons and Dragons episode.
Yeah.
Dragons. God damn, that episode's amazing. That is the episode that made us all eventually try Dungeons and Dragons because
Yeah.
I saw it and I was like, I need this.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
at the fan expo, I got Ian and Andy to play some with me, and then it sort of moved forward from there. But yeah,
Yeah. It was.
that was a great episode.
It was. It's those kind of episodes. Like there's really 2 kinds of episodes. Well, there's probably more than that, but 2 main kinds where there's a lot of kind of action and they're heavily spoofing something, or they're driving plot forward and they're kind of doing a lot with just quick witty dialogue. And the D&D episode is very much quick witty dialogue at its absolute best.
And
I got booted.
booted.
Okay. I'm waiting for
I'm
you.
gonna invite you.
Okay. Yeah. So
1/2, ladies and gentlemen.
yeah. Yeah, we should mention that it might take us a second or 9 to find a game because not many people play this.
Yeah.
So it might be a little tricky, or we could
Or,
find one
or
immediately.
we'll just instantly get put into
and
fuel.
We'll be on this shitty map. Um,
But we're
Yeah.
not this or anything.
No. So, yeah, for me, the D&D episode, it's probably my second favorite episode, right behind Pillows and Blankets, the mockumentary of
Such a great
of the
episode.
war, and yeah, that episode, I love that one so much. So, yeah, it's all good. I think this season's been really interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm interested to see what they do moving forward because again, no Pierce, and no Troy. So the cast's taking a big hit, and they're bringing in a lot of guest stars and things like that. But I don't know. It'll be interesting.
Very interesting. I think the reason why the show resonates for me so much is just that, well, like when the Big Bang started,
Sure.
I was like so into it because I was like, there aren't shows that are like about geeks or nerds or whatever,
Yeah.
like people like me who are really into stuff like comic books or movies or TV shows or whatever.
Yeah.
And the Big Bang Theory was like this thing where it's like, oh yeah, everyone there. I don't know. You don't see it on television.
Yeah,
So
no,
it was-
I know exactly what you're saying. I remember one specific episode, it was probably the third or fourth one in the series, where they're talking about having a Halo night. And, you know, this show came on on TV when I was still super into Halo. So it's like, shit. It's like, holy fuck, this show is amazing. They like Halo. I like Halo. It's a nerd show. Let's be
Yeah.
best friends and watch each other all the time. Or maybe just I'll watch you. And then, wow. And then Community comes out, and you start to kind of just hate the Big Bang Theory.
it's like this whole different way of bringing those kinds of characters to the screen. It's
Yeah.
like, because after watching Community, you can't really think of Big Bang Theory as a geek show. It's a show made by regular people laughing about geeks.
Yeah, that's the thing, and it took
But
me a long time
Community
to
is
kind of
vibes.
realize why I started to dislike the Big Bang Theory. It's because the butt end of the joke is the nerd part of it, or the geek part of it,
Yeah.
right? Like you're meant to laugh at the fact that they're playing Dungeons and Dragons. They say Dungeons and Dragons, and there's laughter. Like,
Yeah.
I fully recognize that it's a really geek thing to do, but that I mean that doesn't make it a funny thing, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I mean I don't take offense to it. It's just that it's not, you know, it's not how the kind of show that I wanted it to be or that I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
And Community is instead celebrating those kinds of things. And you know, that's
And more than just celebrating, it's also like really putting it under the microscope and exploring it and digging deeper into a lot of the things that you love.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, oh man. Yeah. I love that show so much, which
Yep.
is why it's my number 4 or 5 and your number 4.
Yes. You're 5, my 4.
Yes.
It's on the list.
Yeah, I was kind of losing track because we are blending it together. When we first initially brought up this idea, and I'm just going to say this now because we should go to a break before going onward. We kind of worried about having a lot of overlap in our top 5. So we're like, well, maybe we'll make it a top 10 because we just have so many shows. But
I have a lot of shows, guys.
yeah, yeah, it's more you than me, but so we were both working towards that, and it's like I'm not really happy. I'd be better if it's a top 5. So I was like, okay, let's just do 5, and that might reduce a lot of this overlap. And then when we did what we did with games and guessed what we thought each other's top 5 would be, we realized that there's actually a ton of overlap. And,
oh yeah.
And so we've kind of set it up in a way that flows a little bit nicer. And these guys
Yeah.
are really just hanging out at the back of the map.
Yeah.
Am I-
I was kind of just ripping through them for a while there, but
Okay, that's
they
good.
caught me.
All right. I'm awful. This is the game that I'm supposed to be good at.
Yeah, Brad, I thought you were good at this game.
No, not really. It was all a big lie.
Everything I know is a lie.
Yeah. There's the guy over there. Anyway. I don't understand, dude. This connection. Let's blame lag. Sun's in my eyes. It's windy in here. Alright. Alright, so that's probably a good stopping point, and we will continue with my number 4 when we come back from the break. So stay tuned for part 2 of this week's Weekly Whatever.